Welcome to the Other Than Sea podcast. Today we are talking about the home fixture against Brighton. Andrew, what did you think of the result and the performance?
It was a great result. Glad to win the game. I think overall we probably deserved it, but I think it was a bit of a naive performance. We scored two decent goals in the first half and then decided to let them back into the game by messing about with it at the back and giving them confidence because we were messing about with it at the back and did it badly. And it felt like there was a goal in it for them. And there's a lifeline back into the game. So slightly frustrating performance, really, but I'm glad we got the win after the Newcastle game.
Yeah, it was definitely 3 points that we needed considering where we are in the table, but I think more importantly, how many points we are below everybody else that's around us or above us. Yeah, definitely needed the win after the Newcastle game. I mean, we were sitting there watching it, and even at like 3-2, it was you just felt like something else was going to happen. We'd already had Connor sent off, and you just felt there could be, I don't know, some more challenges, some more cards, or another late goal. Obviously, didn't get the late penalty that they appealed for. With the performance though, like I just felt again there was moments of quality. Excuse me, moments of quality, but I still feel like a few players could have gone up a few gears, like with intensity and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Name and shame. Who are they?
See, this is it. Like, I thought the defense had a really good game. I thought they were pretty bang on it today. Like, I know what you said about the passing, and I agree. It's just not comfortable. It doesn't look comfortable. It doesn't look good. It is worrying every time we do it. And there was a couple of moments today where it really did nearly backfire on us. I thought Thiago Silva had a brilliant game, especially in the second half when he was in front of us. In that second half, he put his head on absolutely everything. Like, it's really nice to see him bounce back with all the criticism that he's had after the Newcastle game. It's one bad game. Caicedo, I thought, had a really strong game as well, to be fair. He dipped a bit towards the end of the game, but I'm not going to hold that against him because he would have been shattered because obviously going down to 10 men at half time. He intercepted so much, especially in the first half. I'm not necessarily going to say like specifically people. I just think in terms of it's the way that we are playing. Like, I thought the defense were really bang on it, worked really well as a unit. And then in the midfield, it just felt like there wasn't as much cohesion as I would like still, or as we've shown before in other games, where it just looked a bit static, and you just think that entirety collective could have done a bit more. I don't know why it was what it was. I thought Sterling was brilliant, especially, and he's only played pretty much one half, didn't he? He came off when did he come off? 55th minute, 57th minute, maybe something like that. Maybe nearer the 60th, but I actually thought he was our best player in the first half. Mudryk had moments of real nice quality and stuff, and it was good to see him get a full game. No, actually he came off, didn't he?
He did come off late on for Broja, I think.
Jackson again, I mean, he runs, but I just don't know. There's just a lack of quality, and just so many times where you felt like he could put the ball through, and it's like I just don't know. I'm like, do you know he's there, or are you just trying to do too much? You know, there's certain points where he was on the edge of the box and he could have passed it, and then he lost the ball. There was other times where he got the halfway line, could have fed it through to somebody else running. And again, it's like, are you trying to do too much? Do you not have that quality to then release the ball? Or I don't know. But overall, I think it was a performance well grounded out to get 3 points, and 3 points that we really needed. They also needed the 3 points because they're a couple of places above us. So Yeah, I'm not going to single anybody out in particular. If I was going to, I'd probably say Jackson. Um, but I just felt like there's just still a bit of work to be done in terms of that cohesiveness between certain segments of the pitch. But I thought the defense and I thought Caicedo had an incredible game today. I've got no qualms with how they defended, just the passing from the back.
Yeah, I would actually like to give Sanchez some props as well, because I think he made some very good saves today.
Especially in the second half, like he came out and collected a lot of stuff. Yeah, yeah.
He collected a lot of stuff and actually just made some very good saves that on other days could have gone in. I mean, I don't think he saved anything that was out of this world, but they were still very good saves and didn't push the ball back into play. So I thought he had a very good performance. Obviously, just the bloke doesn't like the ball at his feet, and we need to stop doing that to him, to be honest, because it's not helping him, and it doesn't feel like it's helping us particularly a lot of the time.
Yeah, and then to be fair to him, even when he was taking his sweet time, how he didn't get a yellow card for time wasting, basically, I don't know.
How he did get a booking, you mean?
Did he get a booking in the end?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that bit.
He got a booking ridiculous. Like, he got a booking very, very quickly.
Yeah.
When not everyone was up the field and set anyway. So it's not like he was taking a long time and everyone was stood there waiting for him. Everyone was still moving up the pitch. So I think it was a bit ridiculous. I've definitely seen goalkeepers take longer than that in the first 5 minutes at Stamford Bridge for the other team and not got a booking until the 89th minute. So
it's always a weird one, that one for me. Like, I mean, God knows how many games we've been to, and whether it's Europe or whether it's a domestic cup or it's the league, a keeper does not get booked for time wasting until like the second half of the second half. Do you know what I mean? No matter how long they've been doing it, it's not until it gets to like 70th minutes plus, you're not going to see a booking for it.
And they're not going to get a second booking. They leave it late enough that they're not going to get a second booking for it unless they really, really take the piss, like take over a minute to kick a ball. But
even with that sweet time as well, like, don't be wrong, I don't. If they're taking too long, they're taking too long. It doesn't matter whether the team's getting set in time or not. If the team's not setting themselves up quick enough, then that's the team's problem. But also some of his kicks out and stuff were awful. Still, you can see what he's trying to do, and sometimes it worked. But yeah, but I'm not going to slice him for that. It's I think he's had to work a lot on that area, and I think he's still not comfortable with it. So that's going to mess with his game in general in that area. But overall, it was an okay performance. I just felt, but like I said, Sterling did really well. Mudryk showed signs of brilliance. Jackson, like I said, I don't know if it's selfishness or just a lack of quality in some places, because there's sometimes he does those lovely little flicks behind him, one touch flick, to feed the ball to somebody else in the box, and you're going wicked. But for some reason, when he's on the ball, he can't get the ball from under his feet and deliver a decent pass half the time.
He did for the pen though. He set Mudryk through.
Yeah, like I said,
I think he has the ability. He likes dribbling with the ball, I think, and doesn't realise when the best time to release it is. And I don't think the other players really understand when he wants to play the ball and the runs that they need to be making that he'll see. I think we spoke about it in the first half when Mudryk made the run directly at goal.
Yeah.
Just kind of blocked Jackson more than it helped him. Whereas if Mudryk ran wide, then Jackson has the option of potentially creating a chance for himself, depending on what the defender does, or shifting it to Mudryk, who's out wider.
But as you said before, like, I can't remember the last time those three started a game together.
Yeah.
And that is part of it. So, like I said, it's hard to be that critical because there's so many kind of ifs and buts. You don't know what Poch has said them to do. Like for me, I'm always under the impression that we're supposed to be counterattacking. And then with that, you're not always going to get the fluidity going throughout the team, because it's unless it's a very, very quick ball and there's lots of space. Sometimes people are going to hold the ball and then actually don't know what they're going to do because you're not designed to do that. So overall, it was an okay performance overall. I just think Brighton did put us under a bit of pressure in certain parts of the game. They moved the ball really well. But
I think Poch's tactics were good as well. I think Poch's tactics were good as well. I think him not playing Palmer was actually a good decision because they had two very slow, sort of like their left and right back. They were both pretty slow.
Yeah, the fullbacks.
So
yeah.
I think Sterling and Mudryk were eating them on toast whenever they could. Like whenever they had a real chance, they were just going straight past them. And we created a lot of chances.
Mudryk's pace is disgusting.
Mm.
Like there's points where I don't know whether he does it on purpose, but and toys with them slightly. But there's points where you just look at it and you're gonna go, oh, do you know what? He's not going to get there. Like he's just not going to get around the player. He's not going to get that ball. And then out of nowhere, he just goes from like 4th to bloody 8th gear like that, and he just leaves everybody in his absolute dust. It's just it's so quick how he gets up to that top speed when he wants to. It is frightening. But yeah, like I said, I was happy to see him get a decent amount of time. He needs it, you know. I've not seen the. I mean, when we play United, we're not going to have Conor Gallagher, so that means the midfield and the Y3 could be a bit different.
I think it's most likely going to be the same front three, and Palmer will come into midfield unless Lavia's fit.
So I still don't get this. Everyone keeps talking to me about Lavia, and I'm like, is he really that good? I've honestly not seen him that much. I've not seen him. He was at Southampton for a bit, but I haven't. Even when I did see highlights of Southampton and stuff, I didn't really see like a lot of creativity from him. So I'm curious. Whenever talks to me about Lavia, what type of midfielder they think he is and what he's going to bring to the team. But
for me, he's similar to Kovacic.
Okay.
In terms of good in transition, can sort of take the ball past someone, decent tackler, but not excessively great. And I think that works better with Caicedo than if you put in Big Les, you probably end up with two quite similar players, or you end up with Caicedo trying to be the box-to-box, which I don't really think he is.
No, he's not, bless him. I don't think I think he struggles with range of passing. He always wants to kind of pass it short, and when we're being pressed, I think that doesn't help us sometimes. I'm honestly not slacking him off. I'm not even going to say he's not done enough. I honestly thought this was the best game I've seen him playing for us. Whether I just noticed it more, it could be the case, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, fair. I was thinking today, actually, could Mudryk play the centre attacking midfielder role? Just because how dominant Palmer's been on the right, I thought that would be interesting. If not,
yeah, I just quite like the pace though.
Huh?
I quite like the pace out wide.
No, I get it. I understand that, but he does like to. But I find that he likes to press as well. I think he presses a bit more than Cole Palmer, so that's the only other reason why I thought maybe if you have him in the middle. But I completely agree. I don't see any problem with having Mudryk on the left and Sterling on the right, and then Cole Palmer in the middle, really. But just from a pressing point of view, because I don't think Lavia is going to be ready. He wasn't even on the bench today, and they're still saying that he's a little bit behind on Cuckoo. So neither of them are on the bench. So I don't see Lavia being ready to even be on the bench for Man United. Maybe in Cuckoo.
We can talk about the pre-United game.
That's a good point. I don't know when we're going to do that because we're both so busy during the week. Cool. Anything else? I've not seen Conor Gallagher's first challenge back again.
No, I haven't either. I saw the second one, and the second one does look like a booking.
Yeah, no, the second one is a booking, but I've not seen the first one.
I also couldn't find Levi Colwill handball situation anywhere.
No, because you know what?
I was desperately searching for that. I couldn't find it anywhere.
I couldn't find any extended highlights, like proper ones.
No.
It's from people being at the game and they just made their own little highlights and posted them. I'm just like, they've done that quick. But like the proper ones, I've not seen any. The extended highlights haven't been released yet. But no, overall, I thought it was a good performance considering we had 4 centre backs on as well. You know, generally think that defensive line did such a good job today.
Yeah, to be actually, now you say it, I really don't like Levi Colwill at left back.
No,
He was worrying for me today.
yeah, I mean, I've said it before, and you actually said it in the stadium at one point because I remember thinking like, "Oh yeah, cool, you see it too now." He leaves too much space, doesn't he, between the defender, and he still invites people into like his area. He doesn't really go to them.
Yeah.
But again, this is the thing. This is why we spoke about the Maatsen thing, and actually Maatsen came on, but at right back, we changed formation slightly, didn't we? We put Zazie in midfield.
I don't think we did. I think he just ventured out there for like the first 30 seconds that Ian Maatsen was on the pitch because he was chasing the ball. But I think he then came back, and I think we just more went to a 5 at the back.
Yeah, again, yeah. I mean, I still find it surprising that Maatsen didn't play. You know, no disrespect to anybody in the defensive line just because of the position, and he's the only fullback that we actually have fit and available. I do find it interesting.
But also, it kind of worked in our favour. When you think a lot of our danger came from set pieces, in fact, all of it came from set pieces, really. Like having those 4 centre backs, I think, obviously contributed to that, and maybe that's why Enzo was free. But we had a lot of big players on the pitch today, and we took advantage of it and scored from sort of set pieces and other bits and pieces. So,
like I said, I'm not complaining about it.
But...
I'm not complaining about it at all. I just but like I said, you know, with what we've done before with either Gusto or Reece James on the pitch, and having that one out and out, you know, fullback that can do a cross and get forward and get back. I mean, Colwill went up a bit, Zazie went up a bit, but I just thought it'd been interesting. So, like I said, I think Maatsen could be done with us, to be really honest. Not that I thought he did badly when he come on, but I just think in terms of the players that we've got, the way that we're playing at the moment, he's not getting a look in. And also, we're still apparently being linked with a centre back in January, which I just find bewildering.
Well, I think we're being linked with a left back as well.
Yeah, there's one left back that I would like to get, but God knows how much he'd cost. I always forget his name. Is it Grimaldo from Leverkusen?
Yeah, he's just signed this year though.
Was it this year he signed? He's doing so well for them. But yeah, but look, at the end of the day, great performance. Anything else that you want to add in? Any other comments or points?
No, nothing from me.
Actually, that's what I was going to ask you. What did you think? I mean, obviously, it's difficult due to the amount of time that they played, but overall, because we had this debate earlier on about Jackson and Broja, and we weren't sure which way he was going to go. What were your thoughts on Jackson's performance and then Broja when he came on?
I think Jackson still shows glimpses of
Promise.
Someone that could be very useful in the way that he plays. And yeah, there was a lack of cohesion and probably didn't release the ball at the right times. And hopefully he'll learn with that. And I think he is improving. He has been improving this season. So hopefully that continues. I just don't. Broja didn't really have a chance. Like he didn't really get on the ball.
It was a different type of game when he came on as well. Because
I think some of the subs were
tired, 10 men. Yeah.
Some of the subs were a bit odd. And it sort of gifted them, Brighton, obviously more of a chance of coming forward with it, which was a bit surprising. It felt like we were taking, like when we took Sterling off, it felt like we were just sort of taking pace out of the team for us.
Well, Cole Palmer came off for Sterling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
while Cole Palmer played well, I think Sterling's obviously more of a threat and an outlet. And yeah, I think Broja just didn't really get the ball. We were just kicking it long, and it wasn't really anywhere near Broja, and he couldn't really make too much of anything.
The distribution wasn't great to him when he came on, to be fair.
No, so he didn't really have a look in. So I'm hoping he gets more of a look in soon. But he did a job when we were down to 10 men, and yeah, there's not really a lot he could have done because he was just running after people and trying to get the ball, but the ball wasn't coming.
Lastly, we didn't do this. Man of the match. Enzo got man of the match. Agreed? Or do you have another option?
I kind of want to give it to Thiago Silva, to be honest.
Yeah,
I thought he was really good.
no, I agree.
Obviously
He also
bounced
was
back on
captain when
performance.
he was captain as well when Connor went off. And honestly, being so close to that defensive line in the second half and watching him like shout and bark and tell people what to do and point, it's like it felt like we had a proper leader in charge at that point. No disrespect to James, no disrespect to Conor Gallagher, because they're different types of leaders and captains. But I thought at that point, I was really happy that he was available to sort of step up and to just, galvanize the team, give them claps, pats on the back. And he put his head on fucking everything. So
Yeah, I don't like. Obviously, Enzo got 2 goals, but I think outside of the goals, I didn't see a hell of a lot from him.
that's the thing. That's the thing that this is what I meant about that cohesion. In terms of even when we had Conor Gallagher on as well, we haven't seen that link up play between the, maybe they said get it to the wings as soon as you possibly can. Maybe that was the game plan from get go, but where we didn't see it in Newcastle because the whole team was abysmal. But I remember the link up play we had against Liverpool, the link up play we had against City, and I know they're a bit more open, to be fair, but that's what I meant about that cohesion within the midfield. And he ran around a lot. He did, he put a shift in, he tracked back, he got the 2 goals. It's not like he had a bad performance, but he wasn't noticeable for me.
Yeah, and I think the bit that I've been missing from him this season is the creativity he had for the first sort of the back end of last season. If we did any decent long balls, it was always him, and I don't feel like I've seen as much quality from him in terms of passing.
I think it was there at the beginning
season.
of this season as well. And even with his runs, like I'll still talk about that Liverpool game when he switched it on in the second half. He was brilliant. There have been moments where he can do the long ball and switch the ball of play. I feel sometimes actually he's coming back so much deeper now to get the ball. I could be wrong. I'm just noticing it more because of Caicedo. I think he has to get the ball off Caicedo quite quickly to do it. If he's not there, that's when we then end up going backwards. But you are right. But then also I would argue in saying if the space isn't there over the top for our quick players to run into, I actually think that kicking it long up to Jackson's not a good idea because I don't think he can hold the ball up that well in that position. And if Broja was there,
What I'm talking about is sort of diagonal long balls in behind for Madrid.
Yeah.
I think that was on
times,
like
but
all game that was on, but I didn't really see it. But yeah,
no, I agree. He didn't really do that much today on it. I think he's done it more for Sterling, but I said this is the first time Mudryk has started in ages and actually had a decent amount of game time. There were some long balls that went over the top to Mudryk, so I remember, but I don't know who passed them.
No,
I agree. I thought Thiago Silva had a solid game, and I think if Sterling had stayed on longer, I would have given it. I would have argued that he would have been up there as well. And for the time that he was on, he was brilliant. Really did work his socks off. So yeah. Right. Well, thank you all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, notification button. And stay tuned for the pre-game analysis of the Man United away game. Thank you all for watching.